There's a video gone viral, an immigrant, part of the weaponized immigration, that is encouraging his muchachos to go ahead and take property from people in a form of squatters' rights. I expect to not find any squatters here. However, what I will say is the system that is allowing these individuals to invade our country is the same group of people that is culling the human herd with a variety of toxins and weaponized food, water, air, our atmosphere, the world that we live in. I'm hidden in plain sight. I'm not hiding at all, actually. And I want to let you know that this system of control could very well disseminate addresses of enemies of the state that they want muchachos to go and visit. They might even be Chinese. Who knows? You can give me a call anytime. We'll see how this plays out. I'm at the point right now where there is out about preparing for this and that, what's going to happen with the eclipse and the government getting ready, and solar flares and a bunch of made up cosmology about a spinning globe and a monstrous million and a half Earth times sun that's ready to burn us up and all that. There's a lot of bullshit that's out there. I hope that doesn't offend you. Let's roll on in here, see what this looks like. So I'm about 20 feet above sea level. Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to show you something. I actually got it for the birds, and I want to show you how specific and precise the water is. So you can watch the water if you want. You can listen to Dr. Brian Artis talking about watching the water. They've put toxins in the food and the water and the atmosphere all around us, and then they modify it with electronics and manipulate people. Okay, that is my bird bath. You don't need to have a huge ice wall to keep the water from going out. It just needs to be a little higher than the surroundings. Okay? It's actually really water. The surface of undisturbed, unmanipulated water is flat and level. There's disinformation technology, weaponized information technology, software, artificial intelligence that lies. You need to understand that. Now, you may be well aware of all of this. That's just fine. Keep in mind, there are people finding out all the time that they have lied about the nature of our reality, the timeline in which we live in. This will be visible through all of the red light cameras, the eyes in the sky that fly on over here. They regularly send AWACS technology. That's a big radar on top of a plane that can put out a broadcast or a frequency. This technology that I'm talking about is declassified. It's very real. It's mind control technology that has been developed over a long period of time. Who knows how long? When they were building the pyramids, what kind of mind control technology did they have then? Or mind and people control? You think human sacrifice motivated people? Probably. Probably. So there's good and bad people. There's good and evil. Absolute. You can debate it with me if you want to give me a call, and if you're too disrespectful, I'll just block your ass. Okay, I'm a little fired up this morning because people's lives are on the line. Parents are making decisions that are corrupting and uh, hobbling humanity, their children. They're wanting nicer stuff, so they have to have somebody else take care of their raising of their children in daycare centers and schools, and you can look at all the tragedy that goes on with that. I'm tired of it. The truth is not popular. People don't want to look at it. Largely, the women are more emotional decision makers, and if Little Miss Sunshine doesn't want to take you to the happy place if you don't give her the life that she believes she deserves, well, then get ready to go ahead and get cut off of the intimacy. And this can happen male or female, or whatever gender they think they are. And that whole gender dysphorating chemicals have been put in the food, water, and air. And informationally, it is a train wreck of humanity. We're at the end of the end, as far as I can tell. And people are afraid. What the heck's going to happen here? It's going to get really ugly, is what's going to happen, apparently. So I've heard it said, don't give them any ideas on what they may decide to do. You know, like, don't tell them that they could send all these aliens a hit list or a watch list, enemies of the state list, more specifically. As far as ideas, artificial intelligence, so-called, is being used for good and evil. I'm using it for good. I've got somebody pretending to be Elon Musk following me now. I've had that happen many times. There's many accounts like that. Some people don't like that I've reached out to him. Hello, he's at the freaking technological tip of the spear, mind controlled by the military, medical, and financial industrial complexes. If you can't get that through your mind, that he's also mind controlled and also manipulating humanity, I'm sorry, I don't have enough time or crayons to help you out with that. But you could go ahead and throw them down on the floor and draw this out and see what you think about it. Okay, let's flip this around. So did you know that humanity is being hyper-gamed by artificial intelligence, machine learning technology that's working through the Wi-Fi, the cellular, and the wired grid? I've got proof of it all over my channel. Do you think the enemy wants me to shut up about it? I would hope so, or they're not paying attention. But keep in mind, they could give my whole playlist, my whole persona on Facebook, YouTube, the 2,500 or so videos that I've created, other videos that I'm in. Let's say they want to look at every occurrence of what I'm saying to humanity. They could in a very short time with artificial intelligence. In the 40 plus millions of views that I'm in through the internet, it would take one person over 450 years to watch it all. Easily. Easily. You can do the math if you want yourself. I was at the Flat Earth International Conference Series, where I encouraged people to consider the fact that, do you feel yourself spinning, wobbling, or gyrating? The Earth is stationary and level, and I don't need to have a working map and model and pictures of the edge or pictures from space. All that NASA is giving us, and SpaceX and Blue Origin and all these other space fakery, they're giving us fakes. How long has deep fake been around? I don't know. I don't know. They've been faking out humanity for a long time. I believe it's only by God's grace that anybody can love and believe the truth. If any thugs any ogres or trolls want to have their way with me, they're going to have to deal with the Almighty. Not that I'm the Almighty. He lives in and through me and all of his children that are actually born again. The reason why I do this is to... Wow, those ducks are going 39 miles an hour. I'm going to pick it up to 40. They're going to have to deal with the Almighty who lives in and through us. Now, Satan, the fallen one, the devil, with his pitchfork and horns, is, and his followers that believe human sacrifice and might is right. Well, might is not right. The Almighty is all-powerful and all-knowing. He's what's right. And some people are thinking, you got it all wrong. Well, perhaps. Are you laying your life on the line to expose what you believe to be true? Are you prepared to die for what you believe to be true? I am. I've been doing it for a long time. For about 10 years now. And I thought I was born again in 1982 until I actually was in 2014. The power that flows through me and the change of who I am is self-evident, axiomatic to me. I had wondered if this was leading up to being born again. I was wondering if I was truly born again. Why am I such a slave to my self-centered, selfish desires, my fleshly desires, the flesh? And what I found out, the reason I struggled with the flesh so long and for so much was that's all I had. All I had was the flesh. I didn't have the power of the Spirit. So if you're struggling with behavior and deception like I was, consider the possibility that you might not be born again yet. I've got people, I have friends or people that I talk to quite regularly, or have, now we're not interacting much, that have beliefs that I believe are unbiblical, behaviors that I believe are also unbiblical, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear shit about whatever they want to do. How about that? You going to hear that from a pulpit? Not many. Most of the pulpits are taken over by people that are trained by theological seminaries that have been taken over by the beast. Okay, there's unbiblical theology being taught at many of the seminaries and through many of the pulpits. So what time is it? Well, the hour is late. The time is late. The big question everybody is going to need to find out, sooner than later would be better, where are you going to spend forever and why? People that are doing their own thing, they don't want to have a deity tell them what to stick in or on their body or with other people, they're going to find out. They're going to find out how freaking wrong they've been. A lot of times, very proud individuals with degrees and luxury vehicles, and maybe the rich, maybe the king of the freaking world. Think of Leonardo DiCaprio in the Titanic. I'm the king of the world. Or Elon Musk with all the money and babes and gets to do whatever he wants, supposedly. Those people are under mind control. They're under personality control. A lot of these celebrities that we have been taken over by the fallen one. They've sold their soul for fame and fortune. And I don't know exactly who that is. Some of them have said, like Katy Perry, sold her soul to the devil. I've got it in my research library. That crosses over all the platforms that I'm on or will be on or was on. And Elon permanently banned me from Twitter for exposing the truth about everything. If you think I've got something wrong, give me a call. Send me a link. Put it in a comment. Try and prove it. Anything at all that you believe I'm confused on, please enlighten me, if you will. And a lot of the interaction, the sarcastic, real, how would I say, glib quips that are on comments may be non-human technology, machine learning that can remember all the memes, all the funny things to say to get all the likes they want. Can the AI add a whole bunch of likes or views to whatever videos they want to give credibility to? Can the AI send a hit list to that angry TikTok person and his muchachos, compadres? Vamonos, out with y'all. But our decrepit, controlled government has welcomed enemies of humanity into our borders. Now, as I normally do, I show an illustration here. Up on the left-hand side of the road, there's a water tower. It's not just a water tower. It's a cell tower. And the cell towers can disseminate a field, an electromagnetic field beyond your normal reception. Right now, very likely, this broadcast is going out through that, either that tower or another one, but it's that network of towers. It's the Skynet. And when the grid goes down, the power gets shut off, let's say by a cyber attack. Herr Klaus Schwab has given us plenty of predictive programming that would make COVID-19 look like a mere inconvenience. When the power goes down, Edna or Wilma or Betty or whoever may still be taking an extra long shower, and that water is going to go away. What water do you have on your property? What do you have on your property? Let's say you don't want to go anywhere because there is rioting all around and there's mobs of people taking over property, squatters' rights. Let's say Irene, that's a name of an older, typically an older person, but somebody in retire age. Let's say that they are going to get a message to go, the muchachos, the band of roving thugs that are going to take over people's property. Oh, look, the cars are, or the keys to the cars are hanging right on the, next to the door. How about that? So I just went to the beach here, and I've got my lights on at home, and the TV is on, and I'm planning on coming back. It's not I didn't vacate my property. It's not abandoned. My friends Greg and Kathy there. Waved to a friend that was walking on the side of the road just moments ago. Sold their car dealership for $29 million. Do you think they can get some beans and rice? I would hope so. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and take us up a floor anyway. I'm in more of a rant than I want to show you a foggy, big surf actually. Maybe I'll go out there, but for now I just want to go up. You can tell, or I can tell we're going up. I can feel my weight distribution in my seat. I can see it with my eyes. Now we're on the level. Construction, steel reinforced concrete and more. Wood is still built on the level. Plumb and level. It's a universal. Plumb and level. It's a fact, Jack. Nobody's behind or in front of me. Let me show you again the liquid mirror. The liquid mirrors are all around. Puddles, they'll just show it. They'll show the reality. If we were spinning 1,000 miles an hour, shit would be flying everywhere. Water doesn't stick to a spinning ball. The reason why this matters, y'all, is that people are not listening to those that they should, and they're believing lies that they shouldn't. And that even goes to family members. I've got family members that have bought the lie. And they believe, well, none of that conspiracy stuff matters because we're all born again. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You can put the name whoever on that, because I'm sure, well, I know many of us have friends and family that are deceived and they don't know it. Okay, let's show you the liquid mirror again. Right there, perfect symmetry. Let's go ahead and put the truth mobile in the mirror. See it? It's a liquid mirror. That's the way it works. Over and over again. Day in, day out. That water is seeking level. And there's some big surf out there. There's technology that's called blast wave technology. Apparently, Russia has a blast wave generator that could send a tsunami here. I'm only 4 miles from the beach as the crow flies, as the wind blows. A direct line from my driveway to here is actually like right over there. Let's see if I can put the cell tower in the view. No. Let's see, what do we have here? I thought it was a worm. It's a wire. Okay, let's take a look at this over here. So, do you have a handicap? Like, are you believing lies? I don't know. I don't know who you are and what you do or don't believe. I may know if we've talked, or maybe not. I know that there are people that believe I am batshit crazy. I'm a bit pissed off. Humanity is the human herd is being culled by technology most people do not even realize exists. They don't know, they don't know, they don't know, they don't want to know that they don't know. They just want to believe what they want to believe. I prefer the truth. Curiosity to know the truth matters most. That is a catalyst for finding it. Even more important than that is the reality to have the Holy Spirit reveal what the truth actually is about whatever topic you want to know about. Those are probably 5-foot waves coming in right now. 5 to 7. I've paddled out in bigger ones than that. It's a lot of work to get out there. I've got a new spot I can go out to now. Let's do it. Up to the gate here is free parking all day long. All day long, even if you don't have a sticker. The other paid parking now went up to $4 per hour. I don't have the resources for that. I could drive around for more than an hour for $4 and put the Truth Mobile in front of people from all over the world that I meet here. So it's a moving billboard, is what it is. On the level, And now we're going down. See it? It's pretty obvious. The truth is axiomatic, self-evident. However, with a strong delusion applied, people cannot see it. So that puddle right in the middle of the view there can't get to the drain. But the water that goes over the top of it will. That's the point. That's how precise it is. Before we had laser levels publicly available to contractors, we had water. We've had water since the beginning of this realm, since God, the Almighty, created it, put it into existence. People don't like that. There's a lot of well-known, how about Richard Dawkins, Graham Hancock, Sam Harris? I've tweeted to them, I've direct messaged them, and they're assholes. They may be spawn of Satan. I don't know. There are people that are believing lies and promoting lies. I've got a problem with that. So there's a lot of selfishness going on. Asymmetrical warfare is so literally mind-blowing that it is beyond the scope of what most people can comprehend or care to think about. They might say, and I've had it happen, I've got a job. I've got a job. I don't have time to look at all this stuff, but give me a channel changer, a pizza, a 6-pack of beer, a joint, and I need to relax. Or maybe not. Maybe they're not doing any of that stuff. Maybe they just roll up into a ball and climb in bed, roll up into a ball and just cry themselves to sleep because of the horrors that they've been subjected to. It's terrible. This place, this world is a fallen world. It's inhabited by fallen angels and elect angels, Satan's children and the Almighty's children, and technological tools that are being utilized by both families for good and for evil. Now here's the really cool thing, and it's one of the reasons why I've reached out to Richard Dawkins and Graham Hancock and Neil deGrasse Tyson. This is gravity. This is bullshit. We've got up and down. Heavier or more or less dense is what we have. Gravity, I've got family members that say, you don't believe in gravity or satellites, you're wrong. Oh well, believe whatever you can believe. I've had enough of all the bullshit. I've had it with that. It's been, our friends and family have been taken over by this grand illusion. Now hopefully you can notice the puddles alongside the road. All perfect mirrors. Symmetry. You can see it in the puddles around by you. You can see it in your toilet when you're going pee or poop. Heavier, more dense falls. A balloon will float up out of there. Imagine if poop all of a sudden was flying out of your toilet. It's ridiculous. The upside down world is ridiculous. People believe it and then call us crazy for not going along with all their bullshit. I've had it. I've had it with all that. It's about to get real ugly. It's not that the shape of the earth matters so much. What matters is the truth, and the truth about everything. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, right in the view. Let me show you how it works. There's a little bit, the sand is higher than the water. That's why the water is out there. It's just the way it is. No gravity needed. It's a bunch of baloney. The whole gravity story is wrong. It's a lie. It goes along with their two tiny amoeba turning into trilobites and monkeys and then people and birds and all of that. It's a lie. It's a lie no matter how many people believe in evolution and heliocentrism, the globe, Earth, spinning, wobbling, and gyrating and contradictory movements that have never been proven, can't be felt. I'm not a lightweight in this. I've got people that think, oh, you're just self-important. You think because you were viewed at a conference millions of times, you're somehow important. I'm important because God made me that way. That's why. That's what's going on with that. So we don't have toilet water flying out on people in Australia because of gravity. Well, hello, it's just water seeking its level. That is the way it works. Whether you like it and or agree with it, believe it or not. It doesn't change it. No matter how many people believe the lie, it is still a lie. And no matter how few people believe the truth, it's still the truth. Been saying this stuff for a long time because it's true, it's real, and I'm exposing it. So I can park here until 9 o'clock. After 9 o'clock, it's $4 an hour till 5 o'clock. And then after 5 o'clock, it's free. 9 to 5, it costs $4 an hour. There's a lot that's nearby that's actually $10 an hour. It's really important to know which one that is. There's rare yet possible free parking. Let's see if I can get my, here it is. Conveniently located. I'm going to take us out for a little walk. Asymmetrical warfare. So the official story of the revolution and the shot that was fired at Fort Sumter and heard around the world, that's the story. Okay, so apparently the British got bushwhacked by the Patriots. Asymmetrical warfare. They were using a whole different tactic. You know, if that's actually how it really went. I mean, I wouldn't have gone for it. I wouldn't have been standing out in a row of people that were getting mowed down. Would you? Is that a true story? Did it really happen like that? It looks like the stupidest darn thing is like if you see people getting shot down and then he says, your commander says, I want you to go out in that line and do the same thing. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not having any of it. That's bullshit. So I'm one of these, apparently a Sigma male, somewhat. Have some of those characteristics. I'm not an alpha. I'm definitely not a beta. Here's water just doing what it does, seeking its level. If somebody's on a power trip, bossing me around, telling me what to do, I'm going to say, no, I'm not having any of it. Maybe this is the first time you've seen this. I'm not going to wear it because it will clunk into my microphone. But when I'm out in public now, that's more what I'll do. It works out. Take it off if I want. The sea was angry. Yeah, it is. I'll show you. So part of the technology I'm using is a keyless remote. It's in my pocket. I walk up and it opens up. Isn't that nice? So the new Truthmobile is very economical. I average about 50 miles to the gallon in the city, and You know what? I met a guy that had a Prius Prime that's getting about 60 miles to the gallon. He can plug it in and drive for, about 30 miles with no engine running. And the newer one, the newer Prius, can go, I believe, up to 50 or 60 miles. Oh, let's put the Truthmobile in the reflection. I want to do that. There it is. And there it is, the Porta units. No trickery, no fakery, just reality. We've got around us reality deniers. They deny the observable reality and believe all the bullshit from those that are wearing lab coats and suits and ties, or flowered shirts, and maybe managing the largest corporations in the world. I don't care. Right is right, wrong is wrong, no matter who believes it. Seafoam is the sign of the higher wave that came in. This most likely means that there's a lady out there that didn't want to carry her sandals. It's probably not a big dude out there, right? If you're a woman living alone, go to a Goodwill and get some big hunting boots and put mud on them and put them out by your porch. That kind of thing. Asymmetrical warfare. You may want to do that. No curvature on the horizon. I don't anticipate any squatters are going to take over the property I live in. However, there could be trouble because I'm exposing them. I'm exposing the treasonous government that has taken over the corporation of the United States, the military, medical, and financial industrial complexes that are killing our children with toxins put in the food, water, air, medical treatments of a variety of types, and the senior citizens too. They don't care. Keep in mind, these are not very likely just human beings. They're very likely demon-possessed entities that want to exterminate all of humanity. It's a battle between God and Satan and the representative families of both. That's why this matters. The truth matters. The more important the truth, the more important an accurate answer. The birds know what to do. The fish know what to do. It's the people that don't know what to do. The people are being manipulated. Humanity is being manipulated by very sophisticated electronic mind control technology. The sentient world simulation is such that it is directly changing people's thoughts, ideas, moods individually, and a field of energy in areas as well. If that sounds weird to you, it sounds weird to me, yet true. Strange, but true. This here got sculptured because of big waves and wind. This texture and the different color variants happen because of wind. wind and the different density of the little granulars of sand. I'm not unscientific, I'm very scientific. Science as a method of investigation. This right here, sculpted by big waves that came in. And if these dunes weren't here, a whole lot more water would have gone over there. One of the benefits of where I live is I'm on the other side of the waterway, which runs the coast of the Carolina, all along the east coast. So even if we have a tsunami, the water has got to cross over that area. Apparently these are about $40,000, and then it takes a lot of money to buy the land, to put the parking lot in here. That's just the way it is. It was so unpopular with so many people that they ended up leaving the area. I'm talking about members of the city council. However, sometimes those things are not up to what we would like to see. They just happen, whether we like it or not. Whether we like it or not, we have an invasion from all over the world that have come here. Now, I'm not talking about people that had technology and a briefcase full of money to make America a better place. I'm talking about they have been granted access by an open border policy that is putting the safety physically and financially at risk. I've got friends that live real close to the border, and it's a lot worse for them there. One of them had a couple of properties in different locations. I said, and we don't talk anymore. I don't know if he's still alive or if our communications have been severed technologically, or he just doesn't want to hear any more of my thoughts of what he should or shouldn't do. But he had a ranch where he had multiple houses on, I believe, 50 acres of land, and then a house in town that eventually burned down because he left a burner on and it overflowed grease and burned his house down, his guns, his bullets, his pets, the day that he got a $500,000 award. And he had been ripped off by an oil deal, a company that was taking advantage of him. Well, anyway, we don't talk anymore. Don't know that we'll ever talk again or I'll ever see him again. I don't know. I hope he's born again or will be. But keep in mind, people can put all kinds of tears and ideas on how Jesus changed their life. And if they're still not living like it, that's a problem. But here's what I said to him. I said, you can't defend all that. Why don't you just pick one of those locations that, they were like 20 minutes apart and stay there and fix that up? He had plenty of resources to do it. And he didn't want to hear about magnet motors and water cars because he was an oil man. Oh well, you can understand how there can be a tension. But we spent thousands of hours on the phone, and I'm not doxing him. I'm not telling you like exactly who he is or where he lives or his identity. It's just that people do not like to have a mirror held up to what they say and what they do and how that either is congruent or not. So the artificial intelligence knows us better than we know ourselves, or will admit to ourselves. This is what we say, this is what we do. Okay? So that girl right there is going to show up in the mirror when she walks on by. She's pausing on her phone for a moment. I don't know if you'll see that, but what happened with me is I could see this happening. Yeah, it'll show up over by the kiosk there. She will, in the mirror, if she moves again. And she will. She's in her device. I'm in my devices a lot. Now watch. Here it comes. There she is. Now you can see her head right there. Okay, the symmetry, the machine learning. Machines are learning by pattern recognition, what they see. I can see things ahead of their happening, before they happen. What is the most likely outcome? I could go home and mow the lawn now. If I mow the lawn when the sun is not up, it's likely that the police will be called. If I mow the lawn and I'm not properly dressed, like if I thought, I'm just going to mow the lawn naked, the cops would be there and should be. It's inappropriate. It would be inappropriate for me to do that. And I give you a ridiculous example like that because there's different. There she's in the mirror again. Look at the mirror. Okay, pattern recognition, repeat over and over again. When somebody does something that appears to be out of touch with reality, it scares people around them. That's why people on illegal drugs are scary to those that are actually aware of how dangerous that can be. If somebody is jonesing from heroin and they need to get a fix or they're going to die, they might want to take your stuff. They might want to be in a parking lot looking for a soft target that they can just grab a purse and go. It happens. Not so much in this area because it's running pretty tight. But let's go for more of a ride. I could take us for a ride over to the Walmart. Did you know that the Walmarts are actually set up as military operations locations? They've got a specific identity, a specific location, and there can be MRAPs and Humvees and helicopters take over a parking lot in a very short time. Weapons can be delivered, not just bullets and I'm not talking civilian type weapons, I'm talking military weapons. I don't know if the video's been taken out of my research library. It was a gentleman who worked to facilitate that situation. It happened around the Jade Helm hypergaming humanity. Just wanted to show you the liquid mirror again. See how that is? See how that works? Over and over again. The stuff would fly out of your refrigerator, out of your toilet, if we were spinning it upside down. If you still like the view of the science fiction globe, cling to it all you want. You can scroll on by. I have people that'll unfriend me on Facebook or block me because I contacted somebody that was in their friend list and sent them my YouTube channel. Oh well. Oh well. Go ahead. Move along. Move along. Oh, you're here for golfing? Great. Enjoy your golfing. So I met a guy on the beach real close by there. And he sent me a friend request. And I accepted it. I had to get rid of a deleted account to go ahead and do that. So I did. And then I looked at his page, liked a few of his things, saw a couple of people, I liked their interactions, went on over and said greetings, sent him my YouTube channel. And a friend request. How nice. And then apparently they called this friend that I had just made there, and he was all upset. He said it's unappreciated. He unfriended and then blocked me. And then unblocked me. Good. That's fine. This isn't about making you happy or helping fill your love tank or your importance tank, who you are, what you do, and what people think of you. This is not a this is asymmetrical warfare. We're dealing with technological tools and weapons of mass deception and mass destruction. It's the way it is. That is just the way it is. Whether you like it or not. The system does not need your compliance or permission to create a prison camp all around and in the prison of your mind. If you're so closed-minded that you can't listen to people that you disagree with, even though they may bring a lot of useful information, I'm sorry to hear that. I've had to learn, and I have learned, that there is a kaleidoscope of conspiracy theories to hide the true conspirators, what they're actually doing, and what they're actually doing. And they're hiding by having all these ridiculous beliefs that people have that are not true. Oh well, I'm just the guy saying the emperor has no clothes and I'm exposing his naked self. We've got a tyrannical, treasonous government that should be treated appropriately by the system that was created. According to the way I understand it, if somebody is found guilty of treason, they should be executed. The key thing is it needs to go through the legal structure for that to happen. I'm not calling for any violence. What I'm calling for people to do is to stand your ground, and I'm gonna do that. I'm licensed to carry concealed, and there's lots of ways of doing that. You might need to get creative. I've got friends that live in geographical areas where, in California, you can't have more than a 10-round clip. Bummer for you. You may need more than that. Get a bunch of them then. That's what I would say. Anywho, let's flip this around. Yeah, it's a rough ride. They're working on the road. That's why this is. So we could clean and power the world with water. You're looking at haze. It's hazy. That's because the ocean is stirring up a lot of negative electrons and saltwater mist that's all over the place. It's awesome. It helps free up the breathing, the lungs. When I was 7 years old, I was tested for allergies. He put dots of, Dr. Zuniga put dots on my back, and then he said, you're allergic to ragweed and a few other things. And I started an injection regimen. 7 years old. What the heck was that? What was in that stuff? Was it another government program? I don't know. They've been working on people using us as guinea pigs for a long time. Operation Naomi and what was the other one? Anyway, Naomi is one of them. I might think about the other one later. But anyway, the research library encompasses different platforms that I can't even mention some of the words or they will take my channel down. Oh, we've got a jogging going on today. Oh, nice. I'll just stay in my lane. This is all real. I can see it with my own eyes and I can see it on the camera. You, on the other hand, can only see it on the camera. Unless you're following me in a car or one of the joggers. They're not holding a hand. Yeah, so like the people that are out here, this is the reality, okay, the base reality. And I'm creating simulated reality by broadcasting it worldwide. This is a worldwide broadcast. Linked up with my research library exposing the truth about everything. I have help from friends and family from all over the world to help me to find information that would be very difficult for me to locate by myself alone. Now I could go 35, but I prefer going a little bit slower. I'm good with that. Don't want any unintended interactions. Maybe they reduce the speed limit. I'm not sure, but 25 is good for now. So, if I were to go speeding through here, do you think I would get pulled over? Absolutely. we've got laws for a reason. However, we don't have a gravitational law. It's the theory of gravity, and it's wrong. We've got actual laws. And this is a very nice area. It's one of the reasons why I'm living here, and I didn't go out to live by that friend of mine that said you could live out on the ranch, but you'd have to be a gray man. You would have to be like you're not the truth guy anymore. I'm thinking, well, I don't want any part of that. This was about 4 years ago. I said I'm not interested in that. I'm here because millions of people come here. And not just that. I'm here because God created me to be here and do this. So now we've got a pedestrian and a dog. I've got a video on my channel about a rescue dog. A rescue dog that realized he was going home. And I got something to tell you. My life was, I was an utter failure, and the Almighty reached in, gave me His Holy Spirit, a passion, purpose, an eternal perspective. He rescued me as He rescues all of His children. Are you one of His children? That's the question everybody needs to ask themselves. Okay. Interesting, isn't it? So do you think that gives them a little boost? I would hope so. Hearing the crowd cheer them on. I've run the race. I'm still running the race. I didn't even plan on that commentary or this being happening today. I didn't even know the race was happening today here. But the Apostle Paul talked about, I've run the race. And you can read the rest of it, hear the rest of it. I'm going to be right back. I want to use one of these concrete restrooms. We're going to get one like this down there at the beach entrance that we were just at. So today I didn't do my normal spa treatment. What ended up happening, I didn't do it yet. I'll probably do it when I get home. Bathing in reverse osmosis drinking water, and the electrolytes that are going to be in that water are going to come out of my body. Anywhere from a quart to a gallon of sweat will come out of me. And then those electrolytes will link up my earthing or grounding cord with my body through the water. There's total TDS in the water, total dissolved solids, that help the conductivity. Water itself without electrolytes is not relatively non-conductive, just so you know. I don't always do that. The reason why I mention that is simply because I don't always do things the same. I want to do them as best I can. It is actually hazy. It's not that my lens is dirty, just so you know. So we've got walkers, joggers. On some of the events, they'll be wearing pink hats, and it's for the cancer cures. I've got cancer cures all over my research library. If I talk specifically about it, they'll take down my channel as or video as medical misinformation. You can hear Dr. Stanislav Brzezinski talked about how the system maligned him and demonized him, and he had cured many, many patients, many people that had cancer that are now alive because of his activity, what he chose to do, what he was created to do. How about Tullio Semenici? He's an Italian doctor, and you can see what he used. I think I'm probably okay if I don't mention the exact mechanics behind it. Natural remedies to cure cancer. Now, my mother died over 30.5 years ago of cancer treatment. She said, Bobby, if the cancer doesn't get you, the treatment will. I'm very public. My phone number and name are out there. I want people to look this up. You can look at my mother, Janice Ford. She was loved by so many, and the cancer treatments killed. I'm exposing that. And the doctors said, Jan, you can eat whatever you want. Now that I know what I know, that is the worst thing a doctor could tell somebody, anybody, another human being. Well, you know, the fact is, I could say it too. You can eat what you want, and you can't ignore the consequences of eating what you eat. You can ignore the truth, you just can't ignore the consequences of ignoring the truth. You can ignore me, and you can move along if you want. People do. That's okay. I don't get a commission on people waking up. I don't get a charge back if somebody doesn't. I don't, you know, none of that. This is not sales. This is not popular. This is antithetical to sales. I don't say what I say to impress or make people happy. I say it because I'm constrained to. I'm responsible to. And that was Ocean Drive Presbyterian Church. I went there for a while. And what I have found out is I'm really not interested in going to the organized gatherings because I have a different mission in life. There are elders and deacons and pastors that will be very eager to go ahead and put me in my place. Do you know your place? What is your place? What is my place? as best I can tell, my place is to obey God regardless of what other people think, say, believe, or do. It's not my responsibility what other people do with the information that I'm providing. I'm responsible to provide it, to make it available. So in an area, okay, so let me you should be able to see it nice here. A nice church and steeple. I had a friend that had a memorial there. He died of heroin addiction and an overdose. There's a lot of fentanyl overdoses, a lot of heroin overdoses. I talked with him on the beach. He was a lifeguard. Who would have thought he had a heroin issue? What happened there? So people are looking for answers in all the wrong places, looking for love in all the wrong places. It's sad to see. Now the young children that are having medical treatments forced on them, like I was, I didn't know. I knew I didn't like to have injections. I didn't like to have needles stuck in me. I had to get a shot every week. And I didn't even know what was in it or what it was. What they said was it was to help your allergies. I still had allergies. I don't know what that was actually about, what that was for. Like I said, was it part of a government project? I remember walking on my way to school kindergarten when I was 5 years old, and a friend it was an overcast day, kind of drizzly. It was in the 60s. And he said, "You want a piece of cotton candy?" And I said, "Sure." He gave it to me. I put it in my mouth and I spit it out. I said, "That's cotton." The next thing I remember, a car levitated and spun around. I don't remember any more of that day. I suspect it was an acid trip. And not to say that there were government, what I'm going to say is, the government disseminated LSD in the 60s through people going to rock concerts, and at the same time that was going on, we had race riots in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I lived. There was fire, smoke, big clouds of smoke coming off the city. Now I want to show you something here. See if you can guess where I am. Now, I've never been in this building. Oh, we've got Ben Franklin. Huh. Let's see what else we've got here. Ah, the all-seeing eye. Huh. How about that? You can look on the back of your dollar bill and see the all-seeing eye. Or in the pyramid. Okay, so that's a Masonic temple. How about that? A lot of police belong to that organization. Military, law enforcement. Oh well, know your enemy. The enemy of our soul is Satan. Only the Almighty can protect us from the evil that's all around us. That technological assault on humanity, I believe that protection from that is only by right standing with the Almighty. Okay, we've got a water treatment facility right here, wastewater treatment, and a big cell tower right there. It's just the way it is. It's just the way that works. And the waterway is right straight in the middle ahead of us, right here. And when we get torrential rain and things flood over, the waterway and the coastline looks like coffee out there. It's a lot darker. Wouldn't recommend going out there in it. And I put oil on my skin and hair, especially when I'm going to go out in the ocean. It provides a barrier from toxins. Now I can tell by looking at this that the water is moving to the right. You know what that means? The tide is going out. It's just the way it works. See if I can zoom in and show you. See that? That's the way it is. And then there's a turbulence within that whole water. Now, the tide going out is going to have a different effect with the water's activity, different than just wind blowing the top of the water. And you may think, what does any of this have to do with asymmetrical warfare? It has to do with the way that things work in having situational awareness, what to do or not do. Okay, so today I've got my water on the stove on warm. I had brought it to a boil, and I took a walk outside, and I thought, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shave. I wanted to shave because I had, a day of whiskers on me. And then I put the oil in my hair. I cut it the other day since my last video. I used a Flowbee. It was a little long and a little scary. It was so funny. I was out on Main Street and my hair was a bit long and big. And one of the guys, he was obviously really, really inebriated. And he said, man, your hair is scaring me. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry about that. But anyway, that's how it is. Okay, so let's go for more of a ride. But the reason why I bring up the idea of I'm gonna go and do this, the fire plug in the middle of the view. What happens if those don't have a way, if they're not pressurized? Let's say we don't have electricity filling up the water tower. And then fires will burn out of control. What about directed energy weapons? That is one right there. It can put out a field of energy that affects the way people feel, big time. Right now, this broadcast is probably going out through that tower right there. Can you see it? Can you see the beam of information going to that setting or that repeater or transmitter receiver? Obviously not. That's the way it works, though. There's a field of information all around us, and you need to have appropriate tools to access it. That's just the way it is. This is Beach Services location right here. Another cell tower in the middle of the view. And then the city and police department are right here as well. So I've got videos that talk about 9/11 truth. What happened on 9/11 of 2001? Well, the official story doesn't add up, so you can believe whatever you can believe. I just prefer the truth about it. I'm going to let him go. So it's easier to fool people than convince them they're fooled. So we've got soccer coaches and Girl Scouts and all of that, well-meaning individuals, homeschoolers, and all kinds of people that we want to trust and believe. And unfortunately, many of them are deceived, and by irony and paradox, they do not know it. They don't know they're deceived. They may be well-meaning people, very sincere members of the community, and they're deceived and they don't know it. Who are they? I don't exactly know. Okay, I want to show you something. This is North Myrtle Beach. It's an office, and they've got a sign there. Just so you know, no concealed weapons allowed. That's an approved legal display. That means you're not supposed to carry weapons in there. Now, do weapons get carried in there? Absolutely. There will be law enforcement that have them on their side. I hope they're the good guys. Probably are, at least in their own mind. And here's one of the weirdest things that I found out about this technological manipulation is that this system of control can manipulate people at will. That's how weird that is. It can take somebody over just like on The Matrix, just like the Matrix movie. Oh, okay, so this is the, I've never seen this building before because I haven't been down this way in a while. It's the Employee Health Center. Once again, the liquid mirror there just doing its thing. So that reality is all around us, and then yet people will still say, none of that matters, Robert. None of that matters at all because I'm all born again. Really? Okay. Well, the problem is when people believe the lies, lots of them, are they actually born again, or is it their own wishful thinking? I don't know. I'm not sure. What I believe doesn't affect that. What I believe only actually is effective for me. My belief doesn't put somebody in heaven or hell. Not at all. So this is the aquatic center here. Public swimming pool and all that. Very nice. What I wanted to do is go out a direction that will allow me to go through a controlled intersection, meaning a light. I've seen people, I've even worn sunglasses at night. Not very much, every now and again. Let me see if I can find them. There they are. What's interesting about these is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. There's a crack in the lens there. See that? And if I tip it forward, then it shows up. So they're like $100 from Costco. They're about double that. I don't know how I cracked them. They're polycarbonate. I don't know. I had a bug hit me in the glasses. I don't know if that did it. Could have. But I don't even notice the crack from this when I'm looking straight ahead. If I lean forward or back, then I can see it. So perspective matters. I mentioned 9/11 because a whole lot of people died apparently that day, and some view it as disrespectful to question the official narrative. I would say, well, go ahead and check out my research library if you want. There's a lot of high strangeness that went on that day. People not showing into work, lots of them. And then a lot of unusual stock trading. Yeah, puts. They call them puts. Anyway, you can look at that if you want. And then we've got Building 7 that was ignored by a lot of the investigation, and the official narrative is obviously not true, not possible. You can have structures fall at free fall speed without the internal structure vanishing or collapsing before as it goes down. It was controlled demolition. And then people will argue planes or no planes. You can look at all that. We've got computer graphic imagery that was utilized there in real-time broadcasts, apparently. And there's the Masonic Lodge, the Brotherhood. And people get some of their history from a movie like The National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. Well, how about the Masons are not the good guys? How about our country has been corrupt and been used to perpetrate evil on humanity? How about that? Did you know that? Well, it's time to wake up if you didn't know that. People want to... Okay, so one of the problems is that people that have participated in military incursions and been snipers and warriors and special forces and all that, when they realize they've been used for corporate greed and conquest and all that, what then? Well, unfortunately, they've been bamboozled, and maybe they went to war and joined the military for a good education, and maybe the government closed out economic opportunity in the area that they lived and provided recruiting at their high school. I couldn't get in because I bought and sold some marijuana. Scott Grable was a police officer whose girlfriend died from a drug overdose, so he was on a crusade to get drug dealers. So he asked me, do you know where I can get this? I was 18 years old. He said, do you know where I can get some marijuana? I said, well, if you give me $40, I can go and get you some. I'll be right back. I went and got it. I went out the door of the saloon and back into another one, bought it, brought it over, took out a pinch of weed for myself, like a joint's worth, and gave it to him. We got high, and then 3 months later, it was a sting operation, and I had moved out of the house, and I hadn't talked to my parents for about 3 months. The day I called, she said, Bobby, the police, 3 detectives came here, and they were looking for you. Something about marijuana. I said, oh, okay. So I had to go to jail for a couple of weeks, and I did. And this was back in the 80s. Oh well, it's what happened. So I'm not a fan of marijuana. I don't believe it's the people's medicine. Anyway, one of the things that's happened is a lot of genetic engineering and modification of including that, and then spraying the toxins in the food, water, and air, and electronics. All that outdoor grown weed is getting chemtrailed, okay, and people are burning it, smoking it, and getting paranoid and making stupid choices, or at least I did. Maybe not you. I'm sure not you. Maybe you do your best thinking high as a kite. I know I didn't. I've got a friend that's still on she loves smoking weed. Oh well. I'm not going to call you for a consultation of what I should do with my life. Anyway, we go back and forth with that. Sometimes we don't talk for a while. I said, hey, she would view me as you were the worst pot smoker I know. I'm like, believe whatever you want. I'm free from it. And when I was doing it, and Joni, my wife, didn't like it, she would say, I'm going to call the cops. I'm going to call the cops on you, and they're going to take you away. It's like, oh man. So I was whipped, pussy whipped, right? Anyway, The women out there probably don't like to hear that, but y'all know if you don't get what you want, you may pull out the I'm just not going to cooperate with your desire for physical intimacy or much satisfaction in life. And it's not just that, it's I'm not going to approve of you. I'm not going to fill your love tank and your approval tank. Oh, well, it happens, but it's not just men or women, it's both, and it's two-way. All of that happens. So, anyway, I hope you enjoy in your life as you walk with the Lord. Remember, that's the reason why we're created, is to know and obey the Almighty. So now we're approaching the Intracoastal Waterway. We're going to go up over that, go through multiple surveillance cameras. I'm not freaked out about it. I'm counting on it. And when I am seen by the Teslas, it feeds into the quantum supercomputer operating the Elon Musk empire, a military-industrial complex provider. And here's the real-time AI cameras. Haven't seen a Tesla yet today. I would have remembered if I did. So it's not just that I'm waving to a person, I'm waving to the supercomputer that booted me off the X platform. Access to my research library worldwide through the X platform, previously Twitter. The military, medical, financial, industrial complexes, information industrial complexes. See, if a wall of water came in from behind me, which is where the ocean is, approximately, it has to get up over all of this. That's why in a hurricane evacuation, you got to go over on the other side of the waterway. I could still get washed out by a tsunami. I mean, depending on how big it is and how far it goes inland. You know, I'm not so concerned with how I'm going to die. I'm primarily concerned with how I'm going to live. That's the idea. That's the main idea. So I like to go the speed limit, reduces my stress. It'd be nice if others did. Most don't. That's a couple $100 ticket. You don't need to do that. You're just racing to a red light. Do you do that? I'm sure you don't, but you probably see other people do it. Little sarcasm there. I used to do it. I used to be a real obnoxious driver in going real fast and weaving back and forth. Now I just primarily enjoy the ride. Let other people merge. Take a deep breath and enjoy the ride. How about that? Whoa, the wheels broke loose. You know where they did that? On the white paint. I ride a motorcycle too. I've got to really watch the painted lines, and around intersections when it's moist like this, the oil that travels onto the painted surfaces from the wheels. Ooh, wow, that's a big one. Oh, he's giving me the big wave. Yeah, up yours. Go the speed limit. You're racing to a red light. See how that works? Oh well. So when I raced professional level motocross, the way it worked out is I found out that I could get in front of the whole field of bikes if I got the whole shot. That means the first to the corner. I did it a lot of times. I'm going to hit the green light rolling. I'm going to go by the person that gave me the friendly wave. That's all right. Didn't even give them a look. Don't need to. I got tinted windows. You can't even see in here much. So I'll just lock it in. Oh, another wave. That's fine. I don't mind. Maybe they'll call me. You don't like the way I drive? Give me a call. Send me a link. I think that's funny. So I'm working on new material all the time. I enjoy it. I enjoy the ride. I enjoy doing what I get to do, regardless of what other people do. That's the point of it. And it isn't that like a little boy whistling in the dark to try and help himself not be afraid. I'm not afraid because the Almighty lives in and through me. He casts out demons. He takes down giants. He protects me from all kinds of things I'm sometimes sometimes aware of, sometimes not aware of. A lot of car dealerships around here. So depending on the day or the time also affects whether it's rush hour, people running late to their job, like the hospital. A lot of times they're racing to get in there to do their job. Well, maybe they need better time management. But keep in mind, if Grandma and Grandpa are on their way to the beach and they're vacationing from Pennsylvania or Quebec, I like to call it Quebec. We've got a lot of Canadians here now. They're not as much they're not speeding as much. A little more snow on the roof and they're more relaxed drivers. Now watch the mirror that is. Those people are going to get to go. See the mirrors there? There they are. Once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it, even if I wanted to. That's a car hauler, an enclosed car hauler. Probably collector cars for car shows and that. Look at how nice and green it is. New leaves, a fresh rain. How about that? Pattern recognition. North Myrtle Beach bingo in the middle there. So the bingo attendees are gambling and meeting their friends. And then we've got the lottery and people squirting away a fortune on the possibility of winning the lottery. Now this isn't the same leadership in this church that it used to be that I'm going to show you. However, they had when the other church was here, they had some pretty unbiblical theology. The pastor got back into drugs after his son was killed in a car accident. And they didn't want to hear anything from me about predestination, sovereign election, God determining who his children are. They were free willies. Okay? I'm not going to fix churches that are believing unbiblical behavior. It's not my job. I'll go to the beach or wherever, and I'll interact with people. I might just, the short version, like a lot of times, okay, so the other day, I was coming out of Bass Pro Shop because I wanted to look at and hold some guns. Kind of like that, okay? Anyway, I can just walk in and buy one and get one because I'm all approved. I have a concealed carry permit. Let's show you the mirror again. Anyway, when I was leaving the parking lot there was a group of guys from Virginia. They may be watching this stream right now. I don't know. Certainly the AI is. Well, the deal is that there's nobody behind me, by the way. They had Fed all over them, the Fed vibe. Oh, I'm seeing the light reflecting from the cell tower there in that water puddle. Maybe you can see it. I don't know. It's another liquid mirror. They're all around. Anyway, one of them put his window down. I said, I'm exposing the truth about everything. You can give me a call if you want. You can take a picture of this car if you want. You'll need to know how to spell my name to get there, probably. Oh, let's put the sun in the puddle. I can do that, I think. Not so much. Not from there. So, this is how it works. This is what happens. Wait just a moment, and then it'll clear up. The surface of undisturbed, unmanipulated water is flat and level. It'll keep on repeating over and over and over. We can clean and power the world with water. Stanley Meyer, the water car guy, created a technology or discovered it, an access to the 0-point energy field, getting way more energy out of the water than put in to molecularly disassociate oxygen and hydrogen. Wow, that's a mouthful, Robert. Yeah, it is. Anyway, Stanley said, and I believe it's true, that there's more energy in a gallon of water than a gallon of gasoline. Did you know that? Most people don't. You know how much a gallon of water weighs? It depends. It depends on the temperature, because the temperature changes volume and density of water. The gallon water jugs that are in a lot of my photos and that, from the temperature that I fill them to hot and out in the sun, it'll expand out about an ounce in the summertime. Not as much in the winter time, because the expansion isn't as much. The sun's not as intense as it is in the summer. It's just the reality. It's just the way it is. These water retention ponds, like the one on the right there, that was a hole dug in the ground. So I'm gonna show it to you and explain it real quick. The way that it works is when they do site excavation, they dig out the ponds and then they put the dirt up higher so the houses don't flood out. There's another one right there. That's just the way it works. I've got one in my backyard. That's just the way it is. No gravity needed. It's buoyancy, difference in density and mass. The hydrologic cycle is driven by expansion and contraction, molecular disassociation of water, and we get our oxygen from the evaporating water, from the plants, the way that it, I think I want to show you some of my plants. I think so. I'm going to think this through. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and show you. I haven't had an inside video for a while. I'm going to flip it around. I don't want to show everything in the house because I'm a guy and I've got my survival compound decor. What I will show you though are some of the oxygen generators. I picked up a couple of free mirrors the other day, and it was funny. I knocked on the door. I said, "Those look like they're in the free spot." He said, "Yeah, they are." And he said, "If you want more, I've got four by 7s. They're tall mirrors, 4 feet wide, 7 feet tall." I said, "Cool." I said, "I just don't know how I would get them home." He said, I'll bring them by there in a trailer." Ooh. So, I'm going to get them, I think. He said I'll try and bring them by without breaking them. He'll give me a call ahead of time. So, I'm going to use my door opener here to get in the garage. We can't see the beam that comes from here, the infrared transmitter. It's offline. It's not connected to the AI running through the routers and my cell phone and all that. I wouldn't want that. It means somebody could open it up if they hack it. Things can be hacked. Humanity can be hacked. How about that? How about that? Isn't that special? And my garage door opener is offline. It's off the grid. I've got it running on an inverter. I'll show you. This car is an electrical generator. It charges up my my hybrid system that operates my climate control and my energy to get the car going from a stop sign or stoplight. So it's a very powerful generator. Oh, let's show you the duck that's out there too. But here is my deep cycle batteries that are connected to a charger because the grid is up right now. They call this Newton's cradle. Whoops. Let's do that again. Now watch how the ball follows after it. There's a little magnetic charge in them. Now these right here, AirPods, you might see them in some of my videos. One of my commenters said, "I don't want to hear anything from anybody who would wear these." It's before I knew. I just keep them around. I don't want to sell them to anybody. Apparently they have frequencies going between one another. The right one connects to the device, the left one connects through the head. So here's the little hen. Let's show you her. There she is. She's got a little group of eggs there. Probably have some ducklings out soon. Now, this climate control system will go ahead and remove water from the air. Got some of my plants there. Low spot between the houses and behind the houses. So I've had water come up to here before when we had flooding in the area, but it didn't get into the house. We got a visit from the rescue services the night before the water got so high. It was like 22 feet above flood stage at the Waccamaw River. The personnel told us by 4 o'clock in the morning we were going to have 5 feet of water in our living room. Wow. I'm glad they were wrong. But we had, can see maybe a dip in the road there. There was water coming up there too. So they redid the road. Now we'll be able to see. Let's put the Truthmobile in the water reflection again. See it? And one of my favorite ones is the wind chime. Where in the world could a wind chime hang upside down in relationship to other wind chimes? You can call me anytime. I don't just open the door for anybody. If they had clipboards, hey, we're from the government, we're here to help, give me a call. Yeah, the last 5 years with COVID-19 and all that, not so happy with government protocols and mandates. Alrighty then. So this is one of my filler-uppers. Reverse osmosis. I'll use this for laundry and more. You can read about the health benefits of borax. They actually put it in pill or capsule form. If this overflows, and it will, sometimes it'll go into my washer. That's good for now. Let's see what else I want to show you. Yeah, these make a lot of oxygen. Clean up the air. How about that? Isn't that nice? These are handy when it's super cold. Could happen. I have them from Wisconsin. And these are LEDs. 9 watts of energy for 100 watts of light. I'll turn them off in a little bit. And this is my spa treatment area. So I've got a system right down there that makes the RO. The bubble pack is so Dean doesn't chew into my hoses there. But watering the plants this morning, I took, well, let's see. I've got one that I use like this. I take the bottom off. It's got a little catch, this right here. And then I fill it up with water and let them drain a little bit. And yeah, it's all good. So it took maybe a little more than an hour to water them all. Okay, so look at the firmament moving. Hey, Pearl. Hi, baby. How are you? I'll show you Dean. He's a big kitty. Dean. So the ocean is right over there, about 4 miles away. There's a nice big bird bath out there. Hey, Dean. You're on TV. Worldwide. I'll show you Smeagol. Hi, buddy. They're characters. Hey, Pearl. Good girl. Alrighty. So there you go. I think that's probably good for now. Oh, so what I wanted to show you too is, for example, I can run an extension cord into this freezer here. I've got another one in the laundry area as well. Just works kind of good. So in a grid down situation, let me explain what I can do here. Hi, Smeagol. Good boy. Oh, let me show you our grandson, Dawson. All right, so what I can do is run a hose from my exhaust up into the attic and charge up my deep cycle batteries. That's thermal insulation. It's a radiant barrier. Works nice for that. The old Truthmobile still runs just fine, working heating, air conditioning, and all that. It just gets about 10 miles to the gallon. Not so good for that. So I can take this one out and about a lot more. I want to thank you all for your public and private encouragement. It's counterintuitive for me to have the all my information out there publicly. I know that's not the normal thing. I get that. I can read the room pretty good. I just want people to be able to make an informed choice on their forever based on truth, based on reality. How about that? So that's why I do this. That's the truth about that. So feel free to reach out anytime you like. Thank you so much.